triple gem is one of the central religious symbols of Buddhism. Fittingly, gems adorn the pinnacles of the Dagobas, the serenely beautiful religious edifices built by the kings of ancient Lanka. In the heart of the Dagoba is the relic chamber, where together with the relics of the Buddha lie enshrined a variety of precious gems. The numerous images of the Buddha in the ruined cities of old are among the surviving glories of this past civilization. The rarest gems were used to depict the eyes and crown of the Buddha. Temple murals, too, reflect the splendor of ancient Lanka, with its profusion of gems. The annual Perahera, or procession, in the city of Kandy is the great national pageant of Sri Lanka. The jewel-studded casket that houses the tooth relic of the Buddha is carried in procession by a richly caparisoned elephant. Even the ceremonial garb of the elephant is said to have been adorned with gems in times past. Gems enhance the color and splendor also of the courts of Sri Lanka's kings. On state occasions, the king was dressed either in magnificent robes set off by a wealth of jewelry or in armor of gold ornamented with rubies, emeralds, and diamonds. The throne and regalia of the last king of Kandy, richly encrusted with gems, are among the country's national treasures. Men and women of rank also wore an abundance of jewelry. To this day, jewelry is regarded as an essential part of a woman's attire. A Kandian beauty wears an array of jewelry of traditional design and workmanship. The heart of Sri Lanka's gem country is among the picturesque central hills. Most of the island's precious stones have been formed in fresh parent rock. They are now won from gem gravels found in riverbeds, in buried river valleys, or even in swamps. Gem gravels were once part of the rocks. Because of their comparative hardness and resistance to weathering, they have withstood the action of time, while the softer clay, sand and silt formed by disintegration have been washed away. Running water carries precious stones with its current in some places and lays them down in others. The gem industry of Sri Lanka has its legends of the lucky few who have stumbled on gems of fabulous beauty and value and have risen from rags to riches with a single find. But most precious stones are won the hard way, with the toil and sweat of workers and the capital of investors. Until recent times, methods of mining were as old as the industry itself. As is natural in so speculative an industry, it used to be accompanied by much propitiatory ritual and ceremony, though these practices are now tending to die out. A great puja or offering was made to the guardian deity of the district to invoke his favor. Diviners selected the site that was believed to be the most favorable for mining. Astrologers calculated the propitious moment for the turning of the first sod. The gem pit or mine is sunk 10 to 15 feet square and is generally more than 6 feet deep. Some pits, however, reach a depth of 40 to 50 feet. The sides of the pit are made firm with planks. The gem gravel at the top is the layer which yields the first signs of mineral wealth in a gem pit. Below lie the lower gravel that bears the most abundant wealth of stones. The extracted gravel is washed and sifted in a wicker basket, half submerged in water, until all the lighter gravel is washed away. Ultimately, only the heavy minerals are left, and the trained eye can easily pick out any precious stones that may be among them. Precious stones are also extracted from the sand and pebbles of the riverbeds. characteristic feature of Sri Lanka's gem pits is that they usually contain a variety of gemstones. Sapphires, spinels, rubies, cat's eyes, and many others often lie together in the same pit. Here, nature has strewn, as it were, an assortment of natural beauty for each fortunate discoverer. Another phenomenon, the only gem mineral occurring in situ in Sri Lanka, the moonstone, is found in one spot alone, in a quarter acre of land in a village close to the coastal town of Ambalangoda. The radiance and sheen of Sri Lanka's moonstone has made it one of the most eagerly sought of the world's gems. The skill of the gem cutter is vital, for it is he who brings out the flashing beauty hidden in the seemingly dull and crude stone picked up in riverbed or mine. The cutting of gems, too, is a traditional art. Before cutting, any flaws in the gem are pared away with a fine instrument. The implement for cutting gems consists of a leaden disc coated with an abrasive powder. The disc is mounted vertically and fixed to a drum. The cutting disc is rotated backwards and forwards by a hand-operated bowstring wrapped round the drum. The gem is polished with an instrument similar to the one used for cutting. A copper or brass disc takes the place of the leaden one. The State Gem Corporation, set up by the government of Sri Lanka, has recently done a great deal to help those engaged in the gem mining, cutting and polishing industries. Youth are trained under skilled master craftsmen in the various techniques of the industry. Like the travelers and merchants of old, numerous visiting tourists and foreign collectors today come to Sri Lanka in quest of gems. The State Gem Corporation offers a service free of charge for the testing of gems. Among the world's rarest gemstones is one that Sri Lanka is proud to count among her riches, the Alexandrite. Even rarer and more precious is the Alexandrite cat's eye. This gem combines the color of the Alexandrite with the chatoyancy, the hidden gleam that flashes out in the cat's eye when it catches the light. The blue sapphire, particularly the cornflower blue sapphire, is Sri Lanka's gem supreme. Sri Lanka's gems have adorned the store of Eastern fable and legend for many centuries. The fame of the jewels of Serendib inspired the storytellers of the Arabian Nights. A span in length, without a flaw, and brilliant beyond description. So wrote Marco Polo of a ruby belonging to the King of Kandy. The art of jewelry making complements the craft of the gem cutter and polisher. The task of the jewelry designer and maker is to create a setting that will match and enhance the beauty of the stone. The craftsmen of Sri Lanka draws its inspiration from traditions of skill and workmanship that go back many centuries. Throughout the ages, the human heart has found in the mysterious radiance of jewels the medium of expression of a variety of desires and aspirations, piety and vanity, love and reverence, the attachment to beauty, the pride of possession, and the joy of giving. And as long as men are stirred by these emotions, so long too will they cherish the loveliness of the jewels of Sri Lanka, the island of gems.